So I hope your 2024 is off to a good start. I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. I am so glad to be here to see another year. I am so glad to be here online with you, and I just want to say Happy New Year, and I wish God's best for you for 2024. So today I just wanted to, I think, talk about something that we've heard a lot about and that you hear all the time at the start of a new year is our word. What is our word for 2024? So, what is your word for 2024? So, before I get into what my word is for 2024, I want to talk about what my word was for 2023. So, my word for 2023 was truth. Oh my goodness, truth. That word right there took me on a whole journey, which is why you hadn't seen a lot of me because I have been digging into my truth. The truth about what God says about me, about who I am, who I really am at my core. And so it took me on this whole journey, and I had to pull back some layers off of myself, as well as, step away from some of the things that I had been doing so that I could really focus on who I was, what I like, what I don't like, what I want, what I don't want. What I think happens is we get so busy, we get so caught up into doing the things, into being the person who someone sees, that we forget who we truly are. And so in 2023, I wanted to know who the truth was about Wanda. See, God's word says that I am the head and not the tail. But if I'm being honest, I didn't really believe that. I don't know about you, if you struggle with any of those things like that in your life as well. When you read God's word and you hear something, you're like, well, that ain't me. But okay, I'm going to keep going. Or if someone says to you, oh, you're doing a great job, and you're like, yeah, no, I don't know about me. That's not me. Well, that was the boat that I was in. That was the struggle that I was having, was really believing what people were saying about me or believing what God was saying about me. And I'm telling you, I have to believe what God says about me first and foremost. So I believe that I am the head and not the tail. I believe that I am fearfully and wonderfully made because his word tells me so. I believe that I am the apple of his eye. I believe that I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Now, I'm going to tell you, that one was a hard one for me. I would get up in the mornings and I would say that several times a day throughout the day. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, because there's times when I felt like I just couldn't. And again, you may have felt like that. If not, don't judge me. We all have our own journeys to walk. And I was struggling with that. I was struggling with, really, can I do that, God? Really? Is that what you're telling me to do? I don't think I can. And so I sat down. I was like, I don't think I have the strength to do this. Well, he didn't ask me to do it in my strength. He asked me to do it in his strength, because his strength is made perfect in my weakness. And all of that just takes you on a whole journey. But I said all of that to say is, there's a word that guides you and carries you through the year. There's a central thought that you keep coming back to, and you may not even recognize it. I mean, if I'm being totally honest, I actually forgot what my word was. Like, I'm so deep off into this self-awareness, self-discovery, figure out what you got going on. You don't even know what your word is anymore, because now you're just knee deep into it. And so I wrote it down. I wrote down what it meant for me. I wrote down my thoughts about it. And at the beginning of 2024, I was actually able to circle back to some of the things that I had wrote regarding my word that I chose, and then actually reflect on 2023 to see if that held up. And it did. So I am here to tell you that pick your word. If you have not found your word for this year, pray and ask God to give you a word for 2024 that you can hold on to. Okay, so have you got your word yet? I hope you do. Like, if you have your word, I want you to drop it in the comments. I want you to send me a message and tell me what your word is, because I'm going to hold you to these words, okay? I'm going to see how you're progressing with these words. I'm going to see if what you say is really lining up. And I want you to do the same for me, which is why I'm on here now, which is why I'm about to tell you my word, which is why I want you to know it, because I want you to hold me accountable for it. So, drum roll. Okay. My word for 2024 is consistent. Now, let me tell you, consistent is a big word. It packs a lot of punch with consistent. Consistent is showing up. Consistent is saying yes. And this morning, as I was praying and studying and doing my devotional and having my time, the word came to me: consistency requires a yes. And that was huge for me. If I can say it one more time so you can really get it: consistency requires a yes. That's for me. I can't say what your word is, but whatever your word is, it's going to require some action. It's going to require you to do some things. It's going to require you to think some things through. It's going to require you to ponder some things, research some things, go some places, explore some things. It's going to require more of you. So in my consistency requires a yes. And again, I'm telling you this for accountability purposes, okay? I want to be accountable because I will shrink back into my hole, and I don't want to shrink back into my hole. I will hide because I am so used to allowing other people to go first. But last year, God told me, no, it's your turn. It's your turn. And what did I do? I was like, nah, God, it ain't for me. I started out, I pushed back. I said, you know what? Let me just go ahead and just hook my little boat right here and call this a day. But 2024, after really learning who I am, I am able to say, you know what? I'm ready to be consistent. I'm ready to be that consistent person that God says I am. He says I'm the head and not the tail, and I want to be that consistency. He says I'm above and not beneath. I want to be that consistently. I want to be the person who relies on Him consistently for every situation and in all things. I want to be consistent in my business. I want to be consistent with my finances. I want to be a good steward over what He's called me to do. And so what that requires is me being consistent. It means me showing up. Showing up. I know that's a big thing for a lot of us, showing up, but that is half the battle if we just show up. So I just want to say that my word for 2024 is consistency. You guys are my witnesses. You are my accountability partners. You are holding me to it. If I say I'm going to do it, I want to consistently do it, and I want to do it at 100%. I don't want to slack, and I don't want to give myself a pass saying, oh, well, I won't do it this time. I'll just do it next time. But I want to be consistent with what I am doing for God in 2024. So if you haven't already, I want you to go ahead and drop your word, so we can hold each other accountable, so we can walk through 2024. We can get all of the blessings that God has for us. We can grow and explore and learn so much more about each other and definitely about ourselves. If you have not followed me, please do. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on TikTok at TikTok. Did y'all hear that? TikTok. That's what happens when I get in a rush, and I don't want to rush, but I don't want to hold you too long either. But follow me at I Am Wonderful, 2 L's, WANDAFULL. Follow me, like, share, subscribe on all the platforms so that you don't miss anything that I have going on. And I've got a lot of good things going on in 2024 because remember, my word is consistency. And so with consistency, there goes my yes. And if I could let you in onto my first yes surprise, on January the 30th, I am doing 5 reasons why you should write a book and how to get started. Okay, that was my first yes. That was my scary yes, because I'm like, wait. Do I even know any of these things? And God just laid it all out for me. And so I want you to join me. And the icing on the cake, another drum roll, is it's free. All you have to do is register to get these nuggets, to get you started, to get you going. So join me January the 30th, 7:30 via Zoom. Once you register, you will get the email with the Zoom link on it, and join me. Bring all your questions about book writing. I have 1 book out. I've created a journal, and I'm on my 2nd book. That should be out, I hope, within the next month or 2. I know a little bit about the ins and outs of it, y'all. So I want to share what I know with you because I know you have gifts and talents that you are sitting on. I know you have a lot to offer and a lot to share, and I want to help bring that out. So let me show you the steps, okay? Let me answer some of the questions that you have about writing a book, how to get started, why should I even do this, who's even going to read it, how do I even know what my audience is, some of those questions that we all get tangled in before we get started. Let me help you answer those questions Join me January the 30th, 7:30 via Zoom. You can register on my website. Go to www.wandawhiteministries.com and click on how to write a book to register. Thank you for joining, and I will see you next time.